going to start with my top overall ad, and I'm going to pull up a few on screen. They're all going to be the running backs that I'd like to focus on, as the other two are a bit more dart throw plays and very low rostered, so you might even be able to get them as a free agent. But we'll start off here. Top overall ad has to be running back Michael Carter of the Cardinals. He's 39% rostered. I honestly thought this would be higher given the opportunity rising with in the Cardinals backfield. He was the clear lead back in week 5 with Amari DiMercato not only buried behind Bam Knight, but literally throwing away his chance at future touches with a goal line drop that cost them the game. Carter drew 23 total touches, including 5 receptions and a score. He has chance for real RB2 rest of season value as James Conner will not be coming back. He's still available in just over 60% of leagues. Do not sleep on him. He's at the very least a fill-in until Trey Benson is back, and who knows when that will be. I think he's on IR. If he's not on IR, he's going to miss a couple games, and if Carter looks as good as he did on Sunday, he's going to keep hold on that role, as Benson didn't look particularly special in his one shot at it this season. Projected for 51.5 rush yards and a 38% anytime TD probability against a pretty solid Colts defense that's allowed just 2 touchdowns on the ground this week. So if you don't need him, don't start him. But if he's out there, he should not be left on the wire. Next up, running back Hassan Haskins, 3% rostered here. You also got to consider Kamani Vidal of the Chargers. He's just 1% rostered. Neither of these guys has had an opportunity this season. So how this backfield breaks out will truly be anyone's guess. Truthfully, it's likely to be a value-killing split where neither one of them thrives. But there's a silver lining at least this week. The Dimers model has a clear leader with Haskins. His 28-yard projection isn't much higher than Vidal's 20, but his 31% anytime TD probability doubles Vidal's 15%. You need that upside rather than chasing a hope and a prayer for a score in fantasy or if you're betting. Flip side, Chargers also get a Dolphins defense that allowed 200 yards to Rico Dowdle in week 5. That's crazy. If you need a running back, start Haskins, expect very little, and be pleasantly surprised if he goes off. Depending what these rushing lines look like on the books, they're not up yet. There could be some real ladder upside for this backfield on Sunday. For both of them, realistically, depending what their lines are at, because this Dolphins defense is an absolute sieve, and both of them could have a shot at racking up some serious plus money alternate lines. Finally, for running backs, we got to look at Kendre Miller on the Saints. He's 30% rostered in Yahoo leagues. Fortunately, Alvin Kamara is simply no longer the lead back or even the 1A in this offense. This man scored 6 touchdowns on Christmas just a few years ago. Those days are behind us. Season-low touches for Kamara in week 5 in the Saints' first win is concerning. I probably think at best he's a bench stash and a bye-week fill-in right now. Miller's not exactly startable either, but he has 11 touches in back-to-back weeks. He picked up his first score back recently and has over 100 total yards in his past 2 games. Combined, like I said, he's not a start, but he can't be left on the waiver wire. And if you're an Alvin Kamara manager, you absolutely got to pick him up in case he gets traded or Miller fully takes over the clear role, projecting for 33 rushing yards and a 20% anytime TD probability in week 6. Tight end of the week, got to be AJ Barner of the Seahawks. He's just 2% rostered, but he's already matched his touchdown total from last year in 17 games with 4 already this season in 5. He's halfway to his target total. His role is growing. His target share blew up in week 5 with 7 targets. He previously had 9 through 4 games. He brought them all in. He's improved in back-to-back weeks. Now he'll get a matchup with the Jaguars, who just allowed Travis Kelce to have his best game of the season, including a score. Tight end is a thin position. He should be rostered, but you have to understand you're taking him for his positional value, not his weekly boom upside. We project him for just 17 yards and about a 20% anytime TD probability in week 6. And one more fun guy here, wide receiver Ryan Flanoy of the Cowboys. He's 0% rostered, appropriately so. He just had his breakout game. He's been a Cowboys practice squad and special teamer since last year. He's a late round draft pick. Took 6 catches for 100 yards, two huge plays. Jalen Tolbert was a complete non-factor as Flournoy operated as the wide receiver 2 behind George Pickens. His offense runs through Pickens, tight end Jake Ferguson, and Javonte Williams. But Dak is playing at what would be an MVP level if the team could win enough games. And Flournoy has a real chance at a wide receiver role in games that CeeDee Lamb does not play in. CeeDee could be back this week. If they take it easy with him, he might be back the week after, in which case, if you absolutely need a fill-in, Ryan Flournoy looks like a guy you can get, probably for free off the waiver wire at 0% rostered and probably a really low projection this week. So scoop him up if you can. If you're desperate, stash him. You want anybody who can get a piece of this Cowboys offense because they're going to have to score as their defense gives up 40 points a game to most opponents. All right, that's the waiver wire. Nature of this is doing it on Tuesdays after the previous NFL week wraps, but Tuesday night is the waiver deadline, so it's a quick turnaround here. We record the show on Tuesdays, and this segment doesn't have a ton of shelf life. To maximize what you get out of this show, episode to episode, including segments like this, please subscribe to Dimers on YouTube. You'll get notified every time an episode drops, every time we drop a nice little clip for you, and we've given out some pretty helpful fantasy pickups this year and quality fantasy advice this season. So please subscribe. Make sure you get this podcast as soon as it comes out and maximize your benefit from the Dimers Sports Betting Podcast.